Welcome, or welcome back to A Game of Fangs and Thorns. My name's Hannah. This is a monthly reading vlog, as per normal. I have a nice dress on. This is either Primark or New Look, but I got outside clothes on today because I had my interview for the new job. Not the one that I hinted at last week, but a different one which is much closer to home and within walking distance. So that went really well. I'll find out tomorrow. So keep your fingers. I'm telling you to keep your fingers crossed for me, but I'll know by the time you see this. So, but anywho, I'm still reading The Last Graduate. Obviously, it's the hardback without the dust jacket. That's what it looks like. Is the sequel to Deadly Education, which is the Scholarmonths series. I'm nearly finished, and I think I gave a synopsis in last week's vlog, but in case you've missed that, this is the sequel to Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Obviously this is the sequel, so I can't talk too much about it, but within the Deadly Education, the magic kids of the world are sent to something called the Scholarmonths, which is basically a school for them that runs entirely on magic. There's no teachers, but there are lessons. Excuse me, not COVID. There are lessons, and these kids basically have to survive until graduation, because within the world there are things that will kill them within this school. Little Maleficara, which are magic beasts and monsters. So we follow Elle, who is a she's not a freshman. I don't think she's a freshman. But in the first book, she is trying to survive. She doesn't really do friends. She's a bit of a loner, but that could get her killed just as much as the monsters. So she is trying to build an alliance, and we have a bit of a enemies to lovers romance between Elle and Orion, and as they try and survive the school that wants to kill them. This is obviously the fallout. I know I probably could have done a much better synopsis, but it's basically what it is. It is giving me 3.5 to a 4-star vibe. It is good. I am enjoying it, but it's the writing style again, I'm afraid. It's told in a conversational style, which isn't my favourite, but it's not too bad. I can deal with it. But Elle keeps going off in little tangents, which are a little bit confusing to read and do pull me out of the story a little bit. She'll go off in a tangent about something important to the world, rather than just say it outright. She'll do a major info dump, which isn't my favourite, but I am enjoying it. I'll probably finish that tonight, and then I don't know what to read, because and here is my start of my little genre blanket. I realised that when I was counting this last night, there are 7 rows in this. I accidentally added an extra fantasy, so when I'll have finished Deadly Education, I'll be all up to date with my blanket. So we can do another row. So we'll just see what takes my fancy. So I know I've probably explained this before, but purple is fantasy. This creamy colour is a thriller, and the grey, even though there are 2 shades of grey, is sci-fi dystopian type books. So that's that. I'm just going to read and probably put YouTube on in the background. I'll come back to you when I finish the book. It's Tuesday. I finished The Last Graduate, and my final thoughts are a 3.5. I liked it. It was okay. I just got very confused towards the end, and I just couldn't fall in love with the writing style. So next book I think is going to be First Heart. Nice little middle grade, and that fulfills the prompt of a book you've seen everywhere. Technically, it is the third book that I've seen everywhere because that's recently been released. But I only have the first one, so we're going with the first one. And from what I remember, because I haven't picked up the book yet, this follows Ash, who has been abandoned on a snowy setting, looked after by a grumpy yeti, and he decides to go find his parents. And he hops aboard the First Heart, which is a snow sled, I think. And then what follows from that is an adventure where Ash is trying to find his parents, I'm assuming. I'm probably way off the mark, but I'll come back to you with an update when I've started reading. Hi guys, it's Thursday. Apologies for not updating you yesterday, but it was date night. Well, an unofficial date night. It was restaurant week in Newcastle, so I took Sean for a little meal out in the middle of a midweek picnic. But in that time, my book box club box did arrive, and as you can see, I have opened it. This came yesterday, but as mentioned, I didn't have a chance to vlog, so I do know what is in here, but we'll get to that in a minute. First up, I am on page 130, which is chapter 13, and that is the start of part 2. So basically what's happened so far is that Ash is part of the Sphera clan, the Snow clan, and he's looked after by a yeti because his parents have abandoned him, leaving just a lullaby. They are pathfinders who are like explorers in this world, also Ash has always been told. But Ash his events unfold that mean that Ash saves his village by singing, and in this world singing is a big no-no. It's thought that he can, because he can sing, he will communicate with these monsters that attack his village, and it's thought because he has that communication, the monsters are going to warp his mind. So events happen that mean that Ash is found out by that, and then he goes on an adventure on the First Heart, which is the sleigh that the book is named after. And so far, I am enjoying it. It's probably like between a 3 and a 4 so far, but that could be a me thing rather than the book thing. But let's get on with the unboxing. Skip this if you don't want to, if you're not bothered, but this is Book Box Club, and I am not affiliated. This is bought by me, and obviously all opinions are my own. But the theme for this one was Secrets and Lies. We have the invitation somewhere, and I have one up on my... Oh, what do I think? I put that there, but I don't like the January bit. I'll see if I can find the Clubhouse invitation, because with Bookbox what they do is every month or so you get to talk to the authors that wrote the book that you've been sent, and this month was a two book month, so we'll get to that in a minute. We have a Book Lover Lies coaster, and my camera won't pick it up, but along the outside of this coaster there are lies that we tell ourselves. I don't need to buy every book in the series, just one more page, just one more chapter. My TBR pile is totally under control. You can leave me alone in the bookshop. For me, you can actually leave me alone. There are times I've gone into a bookshop and not bought anything. But this was by Book Box Club. This was done in-house. We have a really cool mug. Never have too many mugs if you ask me. I'm sure other people will disagree. But this is fan fiction done as in Pulp Fiction style. And the art was done by Zoe Lecole. I think they're so cute. Well, not cute, but, you know, cool. We have these really cool pens, which are UV light. I haven't tried them yet, but you can write on them and then you shine the UV light, and that's what makes you see the message. It's invisible ink. So very cool. And these are by Rex London, and I think Rex London is the company. Yeah. We have some really nice smelling soap. Don't know how to describe it, but it is Mystery Machine Soap by Little Heart Gifts. Obviously, Scooby-Doo. You can't have a Secrets and Lies box without having Scooby-Doo. It smells quite fruity. But this is, on the back, it says fresh, fruity, vegan friendly and cruelty free. And there is a list of ingredients in the small print if you need them. And, haha! The clubhouse. So, do we put it there maybe? Because I do really like that print. Or do I put it at the top with my other one? I'll have a think about that because I'll need to find my command strips to figure out where they went. We have a bookmark, just a promotional item for Without Disruption by Carrie French. We have this guy on this side, and this lass on this side. I think she must be called Leiko. And that is an intriguing new dystopian novel. But we have the books, as mentioned, 2 book months. These both came with signed bookplates, which I have stuck in. So we'll start with this one. And this is The Revelry by Catherine Webber. One night can change your life. Growing up in Ember Grove, Bitsy Clark knows better than to break the rules around the revelry, the mysterious end of your party in the woods. So when her best friend Amy persuades her to sneak in, Bitsy is full of misgivings. Misgivings that she should have listened to, because it's after the revelry that Bitsy's luck turns and her life starts to unravel. For Amy, it's the opposite, as if she's been blessed with good fortune. Soon Bitsy is convinced that the revelry has tied the 2 friends together in a curse that only she can break. And this is published by Walker Books, so I do think it is middle grade. And then we have The Secret Act by Alison Weatherby. Wartime, Pearl and Ellen work at a top secret code-breaking HQ, Bletchley Park. Pearl is the youngest, a messenger at 16. She's untidy, lively, bright, and half in love with the wrong boy, Richard. Her circle of friends overlaps with his, the dashing young men on their motorcycles who career the secrets that Bletchley deciphers. Ellen is a codebreaker, reserved, analytical, and beautiful. She never expected to get close to a girl like Pearl, or fall for a chap like Dennis. But when tragedy strikes, their logical world is upended, with both friends caught in a spy plot that rocks the very heart of the war effort. Who can they turn to now? Who can they trust? And above all, can they unmask the traitor in their midst before it's too late? And again, this is Chicken House, so I do think this is middle grade. What I like about Book Box Club is that they don't tend to stick to either a genre or an age demographic. I think I got, I'm thinking now, I got The Winter Garden, which was adult. That was a very beautiful story. I got Winter Garden from there. I got, I'm thinking, my brain has gone. I'm looking at the books. I got Supreme Lie from there. I think that, and I do think that's YA or older middle grade. so they do tend to do a whole bunch of genres and age ranges. And I'm sorry I don't have a code for you, but I paid for this with my own money, because I just like them. But yeah, I'll need to update my bullet journal, find my command strips to pop that just in the corner underneath my Fairy Loot Polaris postcard. In case you haven't noticed, most of these, this one, and this one in particular, are the theme cards from various Fairy Loot boxes. Those two postcards, one's from Atlantis, one's Valaris, and there is a little one here, which is a quote from We Set the Dark on Fire. We set the world on fire? No, I was right. We Set the Dark on Fire. They were from Fairy Loot, I believe. Have a Mistborn print, which is actually quite shiny when the light hits it. My Bree and Hun from the Lumen Crate, I want to say. It's probably Fairy Loot. The box, little clubhouse invitation up at the top, which is steeped in gold print, and my dragon print. This dragon print is actually the author letter from Fire with Fire from Destiny Soraya. I saw the dragon. We knew there was going to be a dragon on this wall at some point. Well, there's a dragon over there as well, but you know, a dragon print type thing to get the print wall going. And with that ramble, I'm going to pop this on the wall, update bullet journal, and read. My blanket is up to date. I showed you last time I updated it. What I might do, and let me know what you think. But at the when I film my wrap-ups, I'll probably talk about the blanket, or just pop it in a vlog. And let me know what you guys want. If anybody is actually watching this, let me know. But I'm going to love you and leave you with that update. Just a quick little Friday afternoon update. I finished Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I'm giving it 4 stars. Really fun, really imaginative. Love the characters, but it just didn't give me that 5-star vibe that I get from the likes of You or Dragon City. Well, that whole Dragon Realm series, to be honest. It just didn't wow me. I didn't really think I connected to Ash that much, but I will be continuing with the series. I did enjoy it. The book I'm reading at the moment, well, I'm just about to start, I haven't got it with me because it's in my bag, is the Hawthorne Legacy, which is the sequel to... where'd it go? Why do I move things around so much in this room? What's it called? It's not the Hawthorne Legacy. The Hawthorne Games, I want to say. It's not immediately jumping out on my shelves either, so I can't just check. I've put it somewhere. But basically, it's the sequel to that by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We follow a girl who has... I'm still looking for it. Oh, The Inheritance Games, that's it, by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I knew I had it. Well, obviously, because, you know, the Hawthorne Legacy is a sequel to that. But anyway, we follow Avery, who is just your average girl, just scraping by. She lives with her sister, trying to make ends meet. But then, out of the blue, Tobias Hawthorne, who is a mega big bucks, he's a multi-millionaire, I want to say. He dies and leaves a portion of his fortune to Avery, and what follows is a mystery of why Avery, what is the deal, and why has he cut his 4 grandsons off. So the sequel is the fallout to that, And from what I remember, it did leave on a bit of a cliffhanger. So look, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. The book I could not see, and it was right in front of me. But yeah, my wool came for another crochet project. I'm going to, and it's quite a chunky wool as well, so that'll be an interesting experience. I needed to buy more crochet hooks as well to fit the chunky wool. But I'm going to be making, hopefully, fingers crossed, a hooded blanket, because why not? I wanted a hooded blanket, like a reading cape thing, for a while, but they're so expensive, so I thought we'll try and make my own, because, you know, but by the amount of manpower, wool cost, probably be cheaper to buy it, but you know, we'll be creative. So that's it for today's update, I think. Yeah, look, haha! You can see the wall now. I have my little book box thing there and there. This is book box. Reality is for people who lack imagination, and the rest are just Lumicrate, a mix of the Lumicrate and Fairy Loot. So, this is a tapestry I got from Fairy Loot. It just won't stay up. We've got some other bits there. So yeah, see, there's the other dragon. But anyway, that's it for now. I'll come back to you at some point, probably Sunday. Hi guys, it's Sunday. I'm back at home, obviously. Sorry, I'm just adjusting. There we go. I'm back at home. I have a couple of updates, one of which you will see in a minute, because this bag normally only means one thing. But over the weekend I did finish The Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is obviously the sequel to the Inheritance games. I think there will be another book, but I'm not sure. But I gave this, I think I'm going to settle on a 4.5. Did really enjoy it. I loved the twisty-turny element of this with the various mysteries. But I did get rather confused towards the end about certain characters and why they acted the way they did, and there seemed to be a bit of a random outcome, so I'm going to give it a 4.5. Do still really highly recommend it. It's such a quick read. I think I started this on Friday maybe and finished it on Saturday. But there was football and I wasn't watching the football very well. So dropping everything. Oh no. So I did go to Waterstones and pick up storybooks. I picked up The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Mbouli. I don't really know anything about this other than this cover is gorgeous. It's signed by the author. Oh cool, I didn't notice that when I picked this up. What got me was the edges. So 18-year-old Dani has always felt like an outsider with her mixed heritage, both in her hometown and on the nearby Ojibwe reservation. When she witnesses a murder, Dani reluctantly agrees to go undercover, but secretly she pursues her own investigation, tracking down the culprits with her knowledge of traditional medicine. As the body piles up, Dani finds herself caught in a web of deceit that threatens the people she loves the most. I also picked up A Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I did really enjoy Heartless. I'm just hoping I like this little one just a bit more. And looks like this is a sensational reimagining of Rumpelstiltskin, as you've never seen him before. Cursed by the god of lies, Miller's daughter has developed a talent for storytelling, but are all of her tales as false as they appear. When one of Serilda's stories draws the attention of the devastating Earl King, she finds herself swept away into a world of enchantment where ghouls prowl the earth and ravens track her every move. The king locks Serilda in a castle dungeon and orders her to spin into straw or be killed for lying. In despair, Serilda unwittingly summons a mysterious young man to her aid, and he agrees to help her for a price. But love wasn't meant to be part of the bargain. This cover is pretty. Look at the gold. And then the last book I picked up is my current read. No, it's not on the TBR, but we are just going to deal with it because I had nothing else to read. And that is The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson, illustrated by Catherine Honesta. Found abandoned in a bear cave as a baby, Yanka has always wondered where she is from. She tries to ignore the strange whispers and looks from the villagers, wishing she was as strong inside as she is on the outside. When Yanka has to flee her house, looking for answers about who she really is, a journey far beyond anything she ever imagined begins, from icy rivers to smouldering mountains, meeting an ever-growing herd of extraordinary friends along the way. So that's my current read. I am this much into it. What I like about this is that we do have Yanka lives in a polar, snowy type village and next to a forest, and one of her mother's friends, her adopted mother's friends, is a trapper, and he tells stories to Yanka, explaining in a magical realism kind of way where Yanka came from. And those stories are fairy tales, but we dotted along the book, we do get those stories that, what's his name? That Anatoly tells Yanka, and it is very beautifully written. I don't know what it is, but I've noticed this with House of Chicken Legs and possibly Castle Tangled Magic, but I don't think it's as strong. These books have a very they're almost like a sad undertone, but melancholy. Like, there's a reason for it, and I don't think children would pick up on it as much as I am. But this is a story about finding yourself. I'm getting. We have a wolf, which I'm very happy about, called Ivan, and he's terrible, but learning. There's also the house mountain, this guy, I don't know if you can see, but that guy is called Mousetrap. He's a house weasel, a bit like a house cat, but he's obviously a weasel, and I am really enjoying this one. I think because all I want to do now is read, I think this might be a potential 5-star depending on how it ends. But I think that's it for this update now. I'm just going to, I think what I'll do is I'll quickly pop the camera on charge because I do want to film my rules for my TBR game. I do need to update the blanket because I have this one. This little stripe was for the mystery I just read, which was the Hawthorne Legacy. I need to add a purple stripe for The Girl Who Speaks Bear because it is fantasy. I'm really enjoying this actually, and if I do get a chance, and if I can find out where I've just dropped it, I have my chunky wool ready to start my knitted blanket, my hooded reading blanket. I just need to find the crochet hook wherever I put that. But yeah, that's it for this update. I'll probably come back to you probably when I finish the books. I don't think it'll take too long, but that's it for now. Oh, before I do, did I tell you my final feelings on Frostheart? I can't remember, but I think I'm probably going to give this a 3.5, 3.75. Did, unless I've already told you, but I'm going with 3.75 for this one. I did enjoy it, I just couldn't really connect with Ash. But it is a good, solid book, and I will be continuing with the series if I can find. I forgot what I was looking for. Probably my bullet journal, but that'll come back to me when I find it. So yeah, I think that's it for now. It's this update. So 4.75 at 4. That's it. No, 3.7. I'm going to go for 3.75 for this one, 4.5 for this one. Currently reading Just Bought, so I think I'm all up to date there. So I haven't done any more reading, but I did film my TBR video, and that was a nightmare. Well, not a nightmare, it was fun, but I've got a bit of a big TBR now. No spoilers, but I rolled the maximum amount that I could. So I'm just going to finish, just going to edit that video, finish the vlog here, edit that and get that ready for Monday so I can concentrate on the TBR, Game of TBR video for Friday, the rest of the evening. So that's it for this video. I haven't got a clue what I read and what I haven't read, but that's normal by now, innit? So if you like this video, give it a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see this, talk about them, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.